Hello everyone, and hello to our great EURES network, and welcome to the first episode of EUREStv. And let's not forget all the other viewers from the network, of course, that are viewing here our episode today. We are hosting today the Netherlands. My name is Kevin Sigma, EURES advisor for the Netherlands. I will be your presenter as well, but I'm not going to do this by myself. Of course, I have two guests here live with me in the studio and a guest on the video wall, and I'll introduce them shortly. At the table here with me are Marleen and Twan, so welcome to be here with us today. Twan, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, now my name is Twan Witters. I am the National EURES Manager Employer Services at the Dutch PES. And I do that for 6 months now. And before I was a EURES cross-border manager in the southwest of the Netherlands. So I know a little bit about EURES.
So well known already in the network.
Yes.
Excellent to have you here. Thank you so much. And Marleen, what about you? Everybody already probably knows her from EURES interaction last week in Rome. For the viewers who have not met her before, Marleen, can you tell us something about yourself?
Of course, thank you for having me. My name is Marleen Houtman. I've joined the EURES family since March this year, and it's been a great experience thus far. So I'm looking forward to meet everyone else.
Excellent. Well, welcome to have you here. After this episode, of course, you will be even more known within the network. So great to have you here. Thank you so much. And of course, on the video wall with us today, we have Stefania Carofalo. Thank you, Stefania, for being here with us today. A big wave to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be talking to you about international projects later on, so we'll switch to the video connection. So welcome. Today we have a full show for you. In this broadcast, we have an interesting show planned for you in this broadcast. We have two on-site reportings, one with a EURES member, which will explain a little bit about what they do and how it is to be a member of the EURES network. They are a private company. We also have a report on-site with a Spanish labor migrant that made the move to the Netherlands, provided to us by Gordon Moore. He's also a EURES advisor. And of course, we will be talking to Stefania about some international projects that we've done together in cooperation. So hopefully we can share some interesting information with you there, and of course learn something from each other. So all in all, a full program. I hope you enjoy it. Also, during this episode, we will have a short quiz where we will start testing your knowledge of the EURES Vision show from last year. So I hope you've been watching that show. If not, you can always visit our website, EURES.tv, and rewatch it. But we'll be asking you some questions, and you get the chance to win an awesome EURES gadget. But more about that later. First, we will switch to our first on-site report. Twan, you went for us to Zeeland.
Yes.
You had a chat with Minouche Den Doelder. Very excited to see it, so let's have a look.
We are at Den Doelder Recruitment, where I'm going to have a meeting with Minouche. She's going to tell me something about the cooperation with EURES. Hey, hello Minouche.
Hey Tom.
Hi. Hey, we are at your office now. Can you tell us something about yourself and what your company, Den Doelder Recruitment, does?
Well, I have been busy in recruiting and HR services since 1999. And since 2008, I have my own company, Den Doelder Recruitment. We are busy in the Dutch-Belgium border region. And we do, of course, recruitment and placement in both countries. We recruit in several branches, and we are acknowledged by the Dutch government as well as the Flemish government to do interim jobs in both regions.
So Minouche, a little change of scenery. You are a EURES member, and what does the cooperation with EURES mean for you, and what kind of benefits you get from it?
Well, the cooperation for us brings us wide contacts through the whole of Europe, which is very nice. So we have insights in cultural differences in different countries, and we try obviously to recruit and place people through the whole of Europe. The benefits are also, what I think in case of cooperation, is that where EURES has the knowledge, we have the cooperation action, the commercial action to be precise, which is a very good and fluent cooperation. And through that we can place and recruit lots of people in several countries.
We are on the location of a client of yours, EBS Steel Construction, but you also have a client you work with in Finland, the company Seasons, who is also a EURES member. Can you tell us something about your cooperation with them?
Seasons is, like you said, also a EURES member. It's also a recruitment agency, so recruits people in Finland for their clients. We have recently found somebody for one of their vacancies, a CNC mechanic, who came from the Netherlands and goes to Finland. But the other way around, we work as well. They provide us with people for restaurants and hotels, and seasonal work in, for instance, Zeeland. So that's a very good example of reciprocity, and that's what we are aiming for within EURES cooperations. And well, Finland is the start. I think we can do that with more European countries. It's very important to work together and to inform our clients and job seekers about several possibilities in several countries and their cultures, for instance.
Well, Minouche, thank you very much. I learned a lot today, especially about the reciprocity. So thank you again, and back to the studio, and hope to see you soon again. Bye.
Well, some excellent reporting, Jetvan. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Well done, well done. Also good to see how a member of the EURES network, of course, provides services to European job seekers. They are a private company. And we do see this as a growing topic, of course, not just in the Netherlands, but within the entire European member states, all the European members of the EURES network. And also that you see that more and more of these companies are joining an already great and existing network to add their value. EURES Netherlands, we already have several members, quite a few here in the Netherlands. Can you tell me something about them?
Yeah, the EURES network in the Netherlands has, next to the PES organization, 13 members or partners, and these are public and private as well. So you can think about municipalities, expat centers, knowledge institutes, but also temporary agents and labor unions. They all work with the same important values that the PES propagates, and that are fair mobility and reciprocity.
Okay, well, it is good to hear that it's growing, it's expanding, and I also believe that we are still attracting new private partners, but also public partners to join the network.
Yes.
Which in turn will create more opportunities, of course, for EU citizens, not just here, but everywhere, which I believe is quite important. But why do you think it is important for the EURES network to have so many members and partners?
All the members and partners have their own added values. They complement and reinforce each other. Some focus on job seekers, some focus on employers, and some focus on both of them. And in that way, we can provide the best services to European job seekers who want to work in the Netherlands, or to Dutch job seekers who want to work somewhere else in Europe. And I think Europe has become one labour market and is no longer a collection of 31 labour markets anymore. And we all have our shortages in staff, and we all have groups of unemployed job seekers. And the only way to deal with these labour market problems is to interact with each other and exchange best practices with each other. And the more members and partners there are who do so, the more EU citizens, EU job seekers, and EU employers we can give service and can benefit from that.
Yeah, no, I really like the way you say it, because it's all about beneficial reciprocity, working together,
yes,
and private partners have a big part that they can play, a good role that they can play in that. And I truly do believe that any partner that will join the network, also for the viewers at home, any partner will add value to an already existing and great network that we have. And of course, like you say also before, you work together as equals.
Yes,
and
that's very important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You work together as equals, and also providing these services to the EU citizens is something that is of unspeakable value to candidates. Speaking of projects, because you've already been involved in a project, you've been working together with a private partner. Could you tell me something about a project you've done with them?
Yeah, I can give you an example of a project I was involved in myself as a EURES manager in a cross-border region, a partnership together with a EURES partner, Den Dulder, and we've developed an app to for employers to easily find job seekers who want to work across the border. And this goes for employers in the border region between the Netherlands and Belgium, and between Netherlands and Germany. And this app is called Grensmatch, and it promotes the labor mobility between these three countries. And job seekers who want to work across the border can make a profile and register in the app. And employers, just by using their thumb, they can easily find employers for their job openings. And over 1,200 matches were already made.
Wow. Yeah.
And during the last EURES in action in Rome, the app won the prize of best labor market communication tool. And that was all made possible by the collaboration between two EURES partners.
I remember that because I was there in Rome together. Marleen, you were there as well. We're both very proud, of course, to see the Netherlands win. But there were so many good examples of excellent communication strategies that were there. So I think also for everybody watching here today, excellent work to all the countries that were in Rome. But I'm particularly proud, of course, being Dutch for the Dutch win. Excellent to hear. Thank you, Ton, for your input on the members and the partners. We'll be talking a little bit about a different subject in a minute as well.
Yes.
But, of course, for the viewers at home, we have our guests here with us in the studio. And as you can see behind me, we have a couple, I don't know if you can see it, but in the studio we have some empty seats. So it's also, in the future, possible to join us here live in the studio. So if you are interested to come and view one of these recordings, come here to the studio and send me an email first before you come, of course, if you would like to join, and we see if we have a space. So we're happy to accommodate you. But with us today, also online, is Stefania. Stefania, welcome here with us on the video wall. We have a live connection with Italy. How are you today? So good to see you.
I'm fine. Good to see you too. Thank you for inviting me.
Well, perfect to have you here, because now we see each other digital. We had the opportunity to see each other live just recently. Also looking forward to seeing you again in person, of course. Next time, maybe you should just come to the studio.
Oh, why not? It will be a great experience to join you there. It's always a pleasure to come to the Netherlands.
Yes, well, let's make that happen. I believe, I'm sure we can find a way to come up with an excuse to have you here live with us. But that's for next time. Right now, we have a connection with you live from Italy, and we are here to talk today with each other about EURES Interaction, a project we've done together just recently. How did you experience the cooperation?
Well, the project has been a great example of cooperation, as always with you, as we experienced in the past with the building sector. It is a chance to learn something new every time and to know how effective we are. For example, the cooperation with the employer gave us this chance. Bram from Xelvin told me that he receives 7 or 8 CVs per month through the TMS program and the EURES portal, additional to this project. So our network and our projects are more effective than we realize sometimes.
It's nice and it's beautiful how you say that, because we always think that we need to have an intense cooperation in projects and vacancies that we share with one another. But there's always, of course, the EURES portal that also provides, and the TMS programs, the targeted mobility schemes that provide employers with a lot of extra candidates, extra on top of international projects. The project that we cooperated in that sense, the recruiting project, how did you find it to work in such a way with another EU country?
Oh, it has been very, very exciting. First of all, we met the employer, and we got a good glance at the company, and it has been very useful. Meeting with Bram from Xelvin, and the explanation about the company and the support they were offering to the candidates has been very useful for understanding what they were looking for and what they foresaw also for the candidates. The collaboration was very intense. We collected up the applications for 4 different profiles and shared them with the employers and with you through a Google Doc form. We found almost 30 engineers of all range of the age, green resources, with professional experience. So even just one was hard, but I think that the effort was effective as well.
I hear a lot of items that need to have a lot of preparations, and I mean, we've done a lot of preparations together for this project. And what do you think, in your opinion, would be the most effective part in those preparations?
Well, first, a meeting with candidates, separate from the main meeting with the employer about living and working in the Netherlands. Perhaps this has been a bit underestimated by the candidates who thought, when will I meet the company? They were very eager to meet the company. Stefano, for example, the candidate experienced some difficulties later on after he got hired. Different habits, different weather have a big impact on your life when moving to another country. So we sent all the candidates useful links and also an interview to an Italian newly hired candidate in the same company, and this was very appreciated.
Well, you mentioned there sometimes that the candidates, they do underestimate making the move, and this is something that we've experienced before and we've heard before. This also causes maybe some things to not always go the right way. So what could you offer extra in support of candidates when it does go wrong?
Oh, well, some candidates don't think they can ask for our support throughout the process, even after the recruitment is over. But even after the project is finished, we can still support them. For one of them, for example, we were there, making an effort in guiding him even afterwards. And now he's ready to move abroad again.
And that is a result that is good to hear. Even when something doesn't go exactly the way you might hope, or for the candidate goes exactly the way you might want to have it happen, that even afterwards, by some extra support, they still want to again engage in opportunities outside of their own country. So that's a great example. Great example. For our viewers at home and for the viewers watching this later on, can you give us some extra tips that you might want to share with them?
Oh yeah, I would highlight the importance of language, even the local one, and the TMS programs also we can support. It is also of great importance also to keep a good relationship with the employer, even afterwards, and especially if something goes wrong. Maybe we cannot do magic, but we want to be a reliable partner, and this is of very great importance. We can always learn from each other. For example, I like your way of conducting a meeting or following steps. Everything needs to be clear with you, and that's really fantastic. Do you learn anything from us?
I learned a lot from you and your colleagues, and in every cooperation that we've done together, Stefania, we get to implement all these great and new ideas. And I think the support that you've given us, and EURES Italy as well in this project, has been invaluable. It's been great. So I'm really looking forward into cooperating with you again very soon. But for now, I would like to thank you very much for sharing everything with us. Thank you for being with us here today, and I hope to see you sometime very soon again live, if that is possible.
Me too, for sure.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Stefania. Well, it's so great to have Stefania here with us live in the studio. And again, like I said before, if you would like to join us with an interesting item here as well for the next episode, please let us know and write an email to the email address displayed in the screen. Also, in the next episode, we would like to add some extra items, of course, of cooperation. So share with us your ideas, share with us your inspiration, and we will be happy to join you here in our studio. I keep hearing an interesting term in different interviews and chats that I have with colleagues, and also here in the Netherlands we keep hearing this term more and more, and that term is reciprocity. It's not the easiest word, I suppose, to pronounce, but it is quite easy sometimes to implement in the projects that we do. And because Stefania had us talking about corporations going both ways in projects. And Ton, you told me that reciprocity is one of the main values of EURES the Netherlands. And what do you mean by that?
Now, it's like that. When you work together as partners, you both have to have the benefits of that cooperation. If only one of the partners has all the benefits, there's no equality. In fact, there is no cooperation at all. Yeah. And in EURES terms, that means that as a country, you don't only undertake activities to get job seekers from another country to work in your country, you also make sure that job seekers in your own country are also to be facilitated to work in the country whom you have a collaboration with.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more, because this term reciprocity is directly connected, of course, to fair mobility,
Yes.
which is also one of the main values that EURES, not just the Netherlands, but EURES in the European Union economic area, and let's not forget Switzerland, is represented. So that is, it is a very important point, and that we let it come back in all the services that we offer, not just a vacancy or a project, but everything that we do. Why do you think reciprocity is so important in that cooperation with other EU countries?
I think the whole EURES network is built on equal labour market collaboration between the EU countries. As I said before, Europe is to be approached as if it were one labour market. People can live and work freely in one of the EU countries without restraint of any kind. And if you only take and give nothing in return in a cooperation with one or more partners, then the cooperation won't last very long. And of course, it's hard to explain when you place job seekers to a sector, tourism, for instance, in another country, when in your own country there's a shortage as well. But when everybody does that, the free movement of workers in Europe will stop in a very short time.
No, that is true, and that is something that we all support. That we all support for the viewers at home as well. We always want to create that reciprocity, and we always want to create that ongoing cooperation, because markets change, the economy changes, and at some point when the economy goes the other way and we have people that cannot find jobs here, for instance in the Netherlands, we want to keep going and supporting them in finding jobs. And by learning from each other and improving on existing projects, I think these cooperations could last for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Exactly. And with that in mind, you recently went for a visit to Portugal.
Yes.
With some EURES colleagues from the Netherlands, and you met, of course, our EURES colleagues there. How did you give meaning to the word reciprocity in your contact with them there?
Yeah, now with our colleagues in Portugal, we agreed to that we both analyze the data of the group of job seekers who want to work in Portugal from the Netherlands, and vice versa, the job seekers in Portugal. We want to know what their education is, what their skills are, what is their working experience, where do they want to live and work, what kinds of jobs are they looking for, etc., etc. We each have 3,000 job seekers that want to work in each other's country. And we agreed that the wishes of the individual job seekers are leading in the further process of recruitment and placement. And although we have a shortage of call center agents in the Netherlands, ourselves we agreed to recruit call center agents in the Netherlands who want to work in Portugal. And we even invite the call center agency to the Netherlands to promote his job openings. So in that way you give meaning to the word reciprocity. Exactly
the explanation that I was looking for, and I think for the viewers at home as well, it gives you a bit more insight in what it means to offer reciprocity. It sounds like a very effective and valuable visit that you've had in Portugal, and I'm sure the colleagues in Portugal can agree to that. And as always, learning something new that you can implement again and maybe reproduce towards the future in new projects and new opportunities. To our viewers at home, or at the office, depends on where you are today when you are watching this. If you have an example of a similar type of cooperation and you would like to share that cooperation with us, again, like I said before, we're super interested in hearing of those ideas and even showcasing it here with us in the studio. Because we're not only broadcasting to our EURES members and partners, we're broadcasting this also to the candidates and colleagues from the PES, but also perhaps job seekers and employers, not just in the Netherlands, but in Europe. So showcase and come and join us here. Then we can improve on all the ideas and cooperations we have together and find interesting and new ways. Thank you, Twan, so much for explaining and elaborating on the term reciprocity. And now, it is time for a little bit of entertainment. And that entertainment we are going to be doing in the form of a quiz. So I hope everybody viewing has pen and paper ready, because we are going to do a small quiz about EURES Vision 2021. So I do hope that you viewed it last year. If not, you can still view it on our website, EURES.tv, and get back into the groove and the mood of how it is to connect with each other online. For that, of course, I have to change real quick in another outfit. But before I do so, the answers that you have for the quiz, you can send them to an email address displayed at the end of the quiz. Send the answers there before the 15th of July, and you get a chance to win an awesome EURES gadget, which I will show in a minute. It's in the inside pocket of my other clothing. So let's do the quickest change of wardrobe in TV history. If you're watching this episode after the 15th of July, I'm sorry to say it's already closed and we have a winner. But if you're watching it before, send us the answers and I will get back to you as soon as I can to either congratulate you with a win or maybe not. So anyway, thank you for the quiz. We are going back to the actual work, so I need to do another quick wardrobe change. Last slide here. See you next time. Well, we're back at the table. All these wardrobe changes do make me sweat a little bit, so I hope you cannot see that on the camera. But we're back here, back to business. Twan, Marleen, did you have all the questions correct, or...?
All of them. Just kidding.
I don't earn the gadgets, I think.
You don't earn the gadget?
Me neither.
Oh, well, we'll see what we can arrange backstage later on. But anyway, I hope you all have had the chance to send all the answers later on. Not right now, because the show continues, of course. But after the show, send the answers to the email address displayed. It'll come again at the end of this episode. So we give you all the chance to send us your interesting emails. Do not forget to put in there as a caption in the subject line, EURES Vision Quiz, so that then I know exactly what it is about. Back to business again, like I said. Let's discuss another interesting topic, because it is time for our next on-site reporting, and for that we asked our colleague Gordon Moyer to visit a Spanish labor migrant that moved to Rotterdam. Her name is Cristina Giménez Martinez, and she has an interesting story to tell and to share with us. So let's switch to the report. And
Hi, I'm Gordon Moyer, EURES advisor from the Netherlands. Welcome in my hometown, Rotterdam. This afternoon I'm meeting Cristina from Spain, Madrid, and she will tell me everything about her experiences in the Netherlands. I'm about to meet her, so let's go and find her.
So basically I chose the Netherlands because I wanted to get out of my home city, and I just applied to different jobs in Europe and also in Dubai, Singapore, and then I got an interview for a company here, and I had a really good connection with my boss. So what I love the most, and I didn't know I was gonna like it in the beginning, is you can go everywhere by bike. The location is amazing because in 1 hour you can be in Belgium, France, Germany, and also the landscape is pretty cool. You have the beach, maybe 30 minutes from here, from Rotterdam. So it has a bit of everything. I remember my first working day was pretty cool because I started arriving to the office, and then I see this huge building with 25 floors, and I was like, what? This is so cool. You could see all the city, I could be working and then seeing all the city, like the city hall, like Marhal, everywhere. So it was really cool to see everything from the top. Dutch people, at least from my point of view, it's really hard to get inside a group of Dutch people. They are all really nice, but also really direct. So if they don't like something about you, they go tell you straight without caring about your feelings. What I thought that was the best option is to meet international people from all over from other countries. So there's a lot of Facebook groups, also Bumble, that is like Tinder, but to make friends. When you move and you know nobody in a city, it's really hard to get started and meet new people, and sometimes you feel a bit lonely. So it's always good to know that those apps exist. So for the moment, I'm planning to stay here. So I started as an intern a few months, 9 months ago. and then they asked me to stay. So for the moment, I'm planning to stay a bit longer in here. And yeah, we'll see what the future tells me to go. So I think my main tips would be to find somebody or an app or somebody specialized in housing in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Because when I first moved here, I got scammed once. Then I found a really nice apartment and a roommate who's also really nice. And also the health insurance. I didn't know that we needed to have a health insurance. In Spain, it's for free. And also buy a bike.
Buy a bike. That's a good advice.
Yeah, that's the best advice. I bought it like 2 days after I came here, and it's the best thing I've done. Yeah.
What a great story. I learned a lot from it. I hope you did as well. We're running out of time, so let's get back to the studio.
Well, some excellent reporting there from Gordon and of course from Christina. Thank you so much for helping us with this item. Christina, of course, now works and lives in the Netherlands, and she mentioned in her report that she also had some challenges that she had to face when coming here. And to offer to offer some support with these challenges, there have been some changes, of course, within the EURES network. We offer more services to job seekers as well, and job seekers that are interested in the European labour market from the Netherlands to Europe also. And to talk about some of these changes in this expansion is here today, also with us in the studio, Marleen Houtman. So welcome, Marleen. Excellent to have you here with us today. Like we mentioned before, these challenges that job seekers sometimes face, there has been a split in the services that EURES the Netherlands has to offer. EURES advisors specialised in employer services, but also EURES advisors specialised in job seekers services. So why this distinction? Why this change?
We support the EU regulation of free movement of workers within the EU, and we want to bring Europe closer to our citizens. We want to create a closing European network for labour migrants. And besides that, Twan already mentioned it, reciprocity is a very important condition to work equally together with other European countries. Another reason is that job seekers have other needs than employers. As a EURES advisor, you need the skills to offer job seekers the right services, then the skills you need to interact with employers. And last but not least, we have about 45,000 job seekers in the Netherlands who want to work in another EU country, and we want to support them in finding a job abroad.
45,000?
Yes.
45,000. That is an amazing number. That's a lot of job seekers.
Yes.
And I can imagine by offering extra support from the job seeker services, they manage to find their way within that network and in turn, hopefully getting a better experience in making the move into the European labour market. And of course, for the viewers again at home, the support from the EURES colleagues in Europe is very important there, of course, to work together in that sense. So what can EURES do for a Dutch job seeker that wants to make the move to another European country?
Well, first of all, we give them tailor-made advice about working and living in a specific European country. We have the knowledge, the skills and the experience to do so. Job seekers also get support in finding the right job openings. Therefore, we have lots of contact with you, our EURES colleagues, but we also give them insight in all the European job openings. Job seekers also get guidance and support in the application procedure. And of course, we inform them about the financial support they can get, for instance, the targeted mobility schemes.
Yes, of course, almost didn't mention it in the show before. TMS programs, a lot of support that they can get there as well, offering these programs. The targeted mobility schemes, of course, do offer financial support, so it brings more equality to job seekers, even for people that, anyone that wants to make the move. Equal opportunity in the European Union, equal opportunity in Europe. There's some other target groups, of course, than only the Dutch job seekers. There's more services that they provide. Can you explain a bit more about that?
Of course, there are different groups. First of all, when a job seeker comes to the Netherlands, often they are married, so they bring their spouse. Then there's a group who has already worked in the Netherlands and they come back. And there's a different group who transfer their unemployment benefits to the Netherlands. And we provide all of them with the same services as we do to our job seekers.
All right, well, that's excellent service because sometimes that part is overlooked when a candidate makes the move. So it's good to know that. And also like to tell to everyone that EURES is represented in the entire country. So it doesn't matter which location you will go to in the Netherlands. There's a EURES advisor there locally for you as well. All right, well, thank you so much, Marleen, for elaborating on that part.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here, of course. And this slowly brings us almost to the end of our broadcast, but not before I thank, of course, all the guests that we have had here today with us at the table. Twan Witters, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
And Marleen, I said thank you just now, but again, thank you so much for being here at the table with us. And of course, Stefania, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
And again, I hope to see you sometime again real soon. Special thanks also to everybody that cooperated with us for the on-site reporting. Again, Twan, you with the report for Manoush Den Doelder at Den Doelder, the private sector EURES member. And of course for Gordon Moore and Cristina Gimenez Martinez for joining us and explaining her experiences that she had coming to the Netherlands. And of course, a reminder again to everybody who is watching, if you are inspired by today's show and if you would like to share some of your experiences with us, please send us an email to the email address displayed below. And we are excited to see everything that you want to share with us. Also, to re-watch the show later on, or if you would like to get more information about upcoming episodes, go to EURES.tv. There we will display the episodes that have been, but also will announce the new episodes that will be coming. So stay tuned for new episodes that will be coming towards the end of the year. One will be broadcast in September, and the other one will come at the end of the year in November. So I hope to see you there as well. And don't forget to send your answers to the EURES quiz. Of course, very important to win that awesome gadget. This concludes our broadcast. Thank you so much for watching today. And the next broadcast will focus on Dutch employers, European vacancies, and of course, European job seekers interested in our labour market and yours. So we hope to see you all again sometime real soon in Europe. Stay healthy, stay safe, and see you then.